Like a G6. Like a G6. Like a G6.
So you did a lot with your music, you did a lot with the parties, and then you've also interviewed just about anyone who's anyone.
Yeah, there's only a few I haven't, to be honest.
And like, how much of obviously it's an enjoyable thing, but how much of a big part of like your career have you found that just actually interacting and meeting with the people that you play?
Well, I think that it's funny because I was saying that about R&B and hip hop fans. They really have their heroes.
Yeah.
And everyone's got Jay-Z, like I said, Mariah's, Mary J's, whoever, D'Angelo's. And when the importance of MTV and Radio 1 to me was when these artists came to, like, take a group like Destiny's Child, when they first came to UK, they're 16 years old. I don't think they might have done one TV appearance, flown in, done one TV appearance, did a few specialist shows on radio, and that was it. So if you're giving them, I put them on Radio 1 and I put them on MTV at the same time, and that's two national platforms. For them, that's a massive outlet. It's massive, because just 5 years before that, they probably wouldn't have got that. And that's the problem. A lot of artists were coming along and not getting national exposure. So that was the importance of it all.
So you were personally responsible for a lot of this coming through?
Well, that's part of the. I wouldn't say I was personally responsible for the whole team of us, and then we formed MTV Base. But a lot of people say, "Well, Trev, you're quite mainstream now." Well, yeah, the music is a victim of its own success. It's so mainstream now. Everybody knows the formula to having a hit, and I'm happy to be mainstream while other DJs, new DJs, come in and are breaking. Going at the grassroots a bit more. I'm more of a finisher. You know what I mean? When you get a single and your single is you want it to chart, you know what I mean? I'm that guy that will ram it home for you. You know what I mean? And I'm really just playing my position. I'm very, very happy that I'm still relevant and doing that. I think I'm in the best place because today I had Sean Paul on my show, just catching up, and when you look at him, I've met him a few times, but not recently, and it was nice to see him. And every time you see these artists who've got longevity, you get a relationship with them, And then at the same time, there's new artists like Wretch 32. Wretch 32, you see that guy, he puts out a single, and you're like, Love Tractor, mate, Love Tractor, great tune, but Wretch, have you got another one, and another one, and another one? And they're thinking, this guy should be saying congratulations to me, but he's giving me all this, have you got another one? But I'm just saying that.
Business,
I'm just saying it, and that boy has so delivered, you know what I mean? And, and people, new artists always need to hear that from a variety of people. There's so many people ready to jump up and down and have a drink in a VIP club with an artist because he's had a hit, but really what they need is people consistently telling them, and more,
do
and
more,
more,
do
and
more.
more, work hard, it's not, because it's not here forever.
Have you ever come across an artist that you wish, damn, I wish I'd signed them, I wish I'd still in the business?
Definitely, I wish I signed Craig David. Because I left EMI just before he started going around with his tapes. And I know I would have signed him. Because none of my mates signed him. To this day, me and Craig, we joke about it. He went around all the labels and no one signed him. He ended up on Telstar. And I can't believe people didn't sign. That guy sold 1 million and 2 million albums in this country. I mean, that guy will never get his true props. How important an artist he was to the British scene, and how everyone who watched him and watched his rise thought, I want some of that. That can happen. It's not like watching Jay-Z from overseas when you think it's a wild dream. This is a guy born in Southampton, 18 years old, that sells 6-7 million of his first album around the world, and wrote the album himself. I mean, that's ridiculous.
He gets forgotten about a lot.
He gets forgotten about, but I would have loved to have signed him and looked after him. You know what I mean? I've never interviewed Michael Jackson. Never ever interviewed him. Nah, never interviewed him. He's the one guy. Him and Prince are the two people I wish I'd have interviewed. Michael Jackson, you're told you can't ask him this, can't ask him that, can't ask him this. So I'd rather not interview him. In the sense that sometimes you have to. I mean, you're not going to go there, but you find yourself, a little bit one-legged if you leave the interview and you haven't asked a question.
Of course.
Or put that question out there. Like if I was the biggest money launderer in the world and you came in here and you interviewed me and you didn't mention it, someone's going to go, boy, you're not a good interviewer, are you?
And just on the other one, I don't know if you're going to answer this question, but on the other side, is there anyone who's a nightmare? Just
lots of people
stands up right here.
Well, you mean like as an interview?
You're like,
well, not so much the call. The worst interview I ever did, ever, was Method Man and Redman, and I love them. I love Method Man and Redman. This doesn't mean I don't like them, but it was my worst interview. Because we're on telly, and you know, you can't blaze on telly. You can't smoke.
It's on TV.
Yeah, you can't smoke on TV.
They started.
They. What do you mean they started? They don't ever stop. They don't ever. What do you mean they started? That's what they do. So we're at the hotel, and they're sitting on a sofa about this big, and one of them's got his arm behind the sofa, and so I'm talking to one of them there, and while I'm talking to him, the other one's going blowing smoke everywhere. And then I turn around to Meth Man, I go, so Meth, and he's like, yeah. I'm talking to Meth, and he's passing the spliff to Redman, and Redman's coughing his lungs up over there, and I'm just like, what is going? So every time I went to one, I had to only go to him when he's exhaling, and there's clouds of smoke everywhere.
Man, I'm sure you pulled it off like a trooper.
I pulled it off, but I thought never again, man. I ain't going through that again.
Who's naughty that doesn't look naughty?
Ah, there's lots of naughty people. Lots of them. After shows in bars, in the sanctity of their hotel bars.
Have you ever had a particularly good
wild
time with anyone?
I have never ever. I'm gonna hold my hand up. I've never ever mixed it with a celeb.
Really?
Never. I no matter how stunning or whatever, even if you think they might be interested, I don't get involved. I think it's the wrong move, man. Because
give me one of those that you thought might be interested.
You're trying it, ain't you? I can't say that because then someone's going to go like, oh, he thought Thingy fancied him. No, I'm not going to say it. I'm not falling for that. I'll only say there's been a lot of occasions, clearly, where, you know, you're a black guy, you're English. To a lot of American women, that's like, whoa.
Yeah.
That's like, no matter how famous they are, they're like, whoa, what are you doing later? Let's go eat. I want to hear you talk more. Because they just get fascinated with you, you know, the way you sound. Like the way we first did with Americans.
Yeah.
Like when you first have an American friend and you're like, I want to hear this person talk all the time. It's just intrigue.
So you had a good time.
I've met some incredible human beings, from Janet Jackson to Mariah Carey to Beyonce to Kelly Rowland, right down to A. Marie. People like that. Wow. And Khalees and Alicia Keys. They're all, when you're in the company of these women, you just sit there and you do marvel.
Well, look, Trevor,
pleasure, man. Pleasure. We could talk longer, but you know, we've run out of tape.